Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Dimas with student number G1E020017. In here, I want to present the journal article about embedding critical thinking through critical reading, teaching narrative text in junior high school. The research question is 1. Whether or not critical reading strategies can improve students' critical thinking skills. The second is how critical reading strategies help students to think critically in reading narrative text. Method research design. The study employed mixed methods research, specifically embedded experimental design. Embedded experimental models were selected in this study because, as stated by Criswell and Clark in 2007, the aim of this model is having a qualitative data which embedded within an experimental design. Hammett in 2014 remarks that the principles of mixed methods design is different questions need to be answered by more than a single data type. He further explained that one single data is insufficient to answer the questions. In order to find out the answer of the primary purpose of the study, which was Creswell and Clark on the 2007 state in the first research questions. This study used a pre-experimental design. The one group pretest, post-test. Silaker and Sulami in 1989 contends that one group pre-test post and test design endeavored to use the subject as their own control and to remove a control group as a need. Data analysis. To measure the improvement of students' critical thinking skill in learning reading narrative text using critical reading strategies, the data from pre-test and post-test were analyzed using normalized gain test, or G. The formula, which dates from Hague in 1999 as cited in Sundayana in 2005, is presented as follows. Look at the table below. As you can see, the note is the T2, that is post-test score, and the T1, that is pre-test score, and the T max, that is maximum score. Then, the result was identified by using criteria of normalized gain test, which adapted from Hague in 1998, as cited in Sundayana in 2005, as illustrated in the following table below. Meanwhile, the data from classroom observation and interview were coded and categorized to be elaborated descriptively to strain the result of pre-test and post-test. Finding and discussions. Students' critical thinking improvement through critical reading strategies. The following is the results of the frequency from each normalized gain test interpretation, and it was converted to percentage form. As you can see, the table 2, the frequency of normalized gain. The table above shows that there are 18 of 35 students, or 51%, who made a high improvement of their score from pre-test and post-test. The rest are 8 students who acquired medium interpretation, or 23%. 7 students acquired excellent interpretation, or 21%. And 2 students acquired low interpretation, that is 6%. And no one acquired very low interpretation, or 0%. Based on categorization of student scores improvement from pre-test to post-test adapted from Hague, that is the score of normalized grading test between 0.30 until 0.70 are considered high. The results show that there were 18 students, or 51%, with acquired high improvement. It can be interpreted that the high improvement was dominate the result, which means critical reading strategies can improve students' critical thinking skills significantly. Conclusion. Referring to the findings and discussion that have been presented in the previous slide, it was found that there was an improvement of students' critical thinking skills in reading before and after the treatment of the implementation of critical reading strategies. Moreover, to give a better explanation about the results of the test, an intervention during the treatment was conducted. The process of the treatment was observed. In addition, an interview was administered after the treatment to gain a deep explanation to support the data from tests and the observation. There are 5 steps of critical reading strategies and postulated by Shausha in 2004 and WSS and U in 2013, namely previewing, outlining and summarizing, questioning, reflecting, and evaluating. These strategies were investigated and evaluated to reveal how were their roles in helping students to think critically. Thank you so much for watching my video. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.